Yeah, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Big up the people them. No, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Who listen to Nationwide this morning? Who listen to Nationwide this morning? Give me a heart, give me a heart, give me a heart, give me a heart, give me a heart. Well, them always a Nationwide support the Jamaica Labour Party. Me not think so, but just think them publish fear news. Fine. Now let's hear this now. Seymour, Panton and all of the IC Iraqi them for go at the parliament next week, go make the oversight committee, the oversight committee, the oversight commission committee. So them are going to answer to the politician. Now you have PNP over there and you have GLP over there. Seymour Panton lego a piece of paper yesterday. Seymour Panton, so nobody now go intimidate him. He going to stand strong. No, Nationwide, Judge Davis put out a very damning and truthful remote to that. I'm not going to further than this. Listen to John Davis. You see, you, Seymour Panton, it's a true maga parliament next week. He might try to put the nation against the parliament oversight commission committee people them. That's anything them get question for, the public defend them and gather around them. And that him do, you know. Listen what George say. Because when me I say a foolishness, I mean I go deep in what George say. Listen what George say for yourself. After you don't listen to George, tell me what you think down in the comment section. George, you're the boss. George.
Put it the different way. I come about 3 people this morning. I come about Chairman of the Integrity Commission, Seymour Panton. Founding Executive Director of National Integrity Action, Professor Trevor Monroe, and the PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell. And there's a reason why I said it that way, that I come about them. Firstly, Chairman Panton, we've spoken ad nauseum in this forum about our respect for the gentleman. My personal respect for the gentleman runs deep. Admirer of his work and of the man he is. I'd like to ask you though, sir, how come on the eve of your appearance in Parliament this week, October 3, you have found words to comment on matters in the public domain concerning the Integrity Commission, when in other circumstances you had no words to offer? The comments made by you, as reported in the Gleaner yesterday, are reasonable, I believe, because your message to your staff at the Integrity Commission is not to cower in light of the things being said about the Commission and its work in the public domain, obviously because of the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. That's fine. As the top leader, it falls within your remit to communicate a message of calm to the people who work in support of what you do. But the question is still a fair one to ask. Why no? I know that you're a man of cricket, man of vast experience, and you know that a team in a test rolls the wicket to its advantage. It rolls the wicket in such a way so that when the toss is spun, and especially if it wins the toss, it can control the destiny of the game, especially the early part, by virtue of what it does. You roll the wicket, you bat first, you roll the wicket, you bowl first, and you look to extract an advantage. Are you seeking, sir, to extract an advantage heading into that discussion with parliamentarians later this week by virtue of the comments you made about how the IC will not bow in the wake of the criticism, trenchant criticism of its work in this matter concerning the Prime Minister? You said to the Gleaner, quote, "It is clear to me, and until I see evidence to the contrary, there are members, politicians in brackets, who are saying things and doing things that are causing their supporters to be acting in the way they are doing by threatening and libeling members of the Commission as well as employees of the Commission," the Gleaner quotes you as saying. You go further. "I will not be intimidated by any of them. even as Panton expressed that well-thinking colleagues of those politicians, quote, have been silent. They are silent in relation to the attacks and the libel. They are very silent. Now, clearly, the fact of the silence of legislators rankles with the good chairman of the Integrity Commission to the extent that he's making it known in his message to the Gleaner. Silent used once, twice, 3 times in that message to the Gleaner. So silence in the wake of attacks and innuendo is a problem, right, Mr. Chairman? I'm happy you see it that way, that silence in the face of attacks and innuendo is a problem. Why then has the Commission been so silent over time as innuendo and attacks have been front-loaded, almost as if there are people shadowing every stroke of the pen of Kevin Stevenson as Director of Investigations? A ghost sitting at the keyboard of the Executive Director of Greg Christie, knowing everything Stevenson writes, knowing everything Christie types. And so, because they know, as ghosts they are, they come and they attend to the political platform, they go to other spaces, and they load up the innuendo and the aspersions, and they unleash them on the public. The IC silent. Don't tell me about the gag clause, because you're not gagged from commenting generally about the tone and texture around the work of the Integrity Commission in general. You are gagged from speaking specifics. So silence is a problem, Mr. Chairman, you recognize, because legislators are not speaking out against those of their colleagues who you believe are putting their supporters on the path to attacking the Commission. You have a problem with that silence. What of the silence of the Commission when people are looking to set the Commission's agenda and telling the country how to think? And on the matter of silence, Mr. Chairman, Ryan Evans, one of your directors, shot during an attempted robbery, the police say. You, I'm sure based on information you were given, felt strongly enough to write in the latest annual report of the Integrity Commission that the police appeared to be sleeping on the job. You said there were no nearby bushes in New Kingston, and yet, broad daylight the incident happened, the police hadn't given you an update on the situation. It put the police in a very bad light. Days later, Head of Crime and Security in the JCF, Fitz Bailey, came, set the record straight to say, well, it was your man who wasn't cooperating with the police investigations, which is why there was no update to make. And DCP Fitz Bailey's comments then had the effect of making you appear to be ill-informed, misguided, injudicious in your comments. And people wondered, well, wait, what's happening here? Did the good chairman of the IC know that the police were being stalled by Ryan Evans's failure to cooperate, but still wrote this? Or did he not know? I'm going with the not know, that you didn't know the true story. You were misguided. You were given information that wasn't accurate, and you went forward and you wrote a strong missive against the police in that section of your remarks to the annual report. Those comments were rebutted, were set straight. You were silent in the wake of that straightening out by Fitz Bailey. How come? So the fact of silence can also be extended to the way you have gone about your business in your role as chairman, retired Justice Seymour Panton. Nothing in the wake of apology came from you in the moments after Greg Christie said, ask the government about the incident involving Ryan Evans. The IC did issue a statement on social media, but you could have used your words because they carry so much weight because of the respect that you command. You were silent. So I'm happy that silence is an issue for you, sufficient for you to comment on the silence of legislators, not saying anything about the attacks that have been fomented by remarks their colleagues make and then their supporters running with it. The part of the Gleaner story which reports what was said to Kevin Stevenson, the Director of Investigations, and which they say will be reported to the police today. The comment, the quote, "Yes, nasty PNP boy, you must go down, old germs." Chairman Panton says he reported that to the National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, who advised that it's the police who that report should be made to. Mr. Stevenson says he will report that to the police. That's what the Gleaner says he told them. Mr. Stevenson has a right, if he feels that any comment is a threat to him, if he interprets it in that way, then he has a right to make a report to the authorities. And I'm not challenging his right to go to the police with this or any other statement. I'll just say that in the Jamaica we live in now, where slangs and style run the dancehall space and bleeds into everything else we do, the phrase "go down" does not mean somebody wants to kill you. The phrase "go down" was popularized by a Rastafarian DJ named Ice Coolio, who had a hit song, underground hit some time ago. "Where boy put in a chicken, eh? Where boy put in a chicken," talking about KFC and what the colonel put in the chicken, why it's so addictive. He's been huge on TikTok and social media with the phrase "go down." So he'd look and say, "Integrity Commission, when I hold up the Prime Minister's statutory declaration, come down now, when if you go down." So he'll use it as a refrain in social commentary. The climactic part of his commentary, saying that you must come down, you must go down, stop doing what you're doing, change course. That's the kind of thing he speaks of. And then, of course, a social media influencer whose comments were part of the highlight of the PNP conference, used by Damian Crawford. "What can go so?" Derek Morgan owned that phrase. Derek Morgan is also the one on social media who says, "Yeah, so also, you talk about say, me buy food with the money when we work for, you have to go down, you have to go, Rosalie, if you go down, this, that, for go down," and he entertains his people with the refrain "go down." So for somebody to say that, "Yes, nasty PNP boy, you must go down, old germs," you'd struggle to find any Jamaican who's aware of anything happening in the social space who would deem that to be a threat on your life. However, if Mr. Stevenson feels sufficiently threatened by that and wants to make a police report on that basis, I think he's free to do so. But context must be applied. And in context, "go down" doesn't mean that someone wants to kill you. It does not mean that. I've come about Dr. Dayton Campbell. Dr. Campbell, it's funny to me how in the advancement of your politics, you posture as if this campaign that you are pushing against the Prime Minister, which you ought to campaign against the Prime Minister in office if you're a member of the opposition party, it's your raison d'etre, yeah? But you say you're so committed and you're a passionate man. And what you say makes it seem as if, it's all about what's best for Jamaica, man. I'm just here campaigning for the betterment of Jamaica because we have a Prime Minister who's compromised, who shouldn't be in office, man. And it's all about Jamaica. I want Jamaica to be a better place. No, Dr. Campbell, you want the PNP to be in office. That's fine. We know this. You know this. I don't know why you dress it up otherwise, but if you are to market the message properly, who am I to tell you how to market your own message? I say this to you, though. In 2021, when damaging allegations were made against you, sexual misconduct, won't repeat the issue here, it's not necessary. Allegations of the kind that would cause people to not even call to you if they saw you in public, which would cause you to slink to the sidelines and not appear in public. Nasty allegations. I remember I did an interview with you, a TV interview, Scene TV, some years ago. And I said to you during one of the breaks that, boy, I'm commiserating with you in this time, because the thing I asked myself is, well, these allegations are so nasty, but what if they're not true? What damage to a man's reputation? And he said, boy, George, it's rough, but I'm going to fight my way through and prove that I'm innocent. Your party leader, Mark Golding, spoke out in your defense. And central to his defense of you, Dr. Campbell, was this, that there was no evidence. So there was no reason for him to kick you out as General Secretary. There was no reason to not support you anymore. Here's what Mark Golding said.
Nothing has been brought so far that warrants any action on his part, and it would be a disservice to the struggle of the women in this country if there could be a manipulation of somebody's life to his detriment on the basis of false accusations that have not been substantiated. If those accusations are proven to be true, or even if sufficiently credible evidence is brought to warrant a charge, then that's a different thing. That is not the situation here. And I'm asking Jamaica to think about it, because today for me, tomorrow for you. Same knife for stick sheep, stick goat. Justice must be at the center of what we do.
That's Mark Golding speaking out in your defense when everybody was saying that he should cut ties with you because the allegations were so nasty. 2021. In 2024, the court ruled those who had posted the nasty allegations against you should remove them forthwith. The court awarded you damages. You said at the center of this storm, people, the allegations are nasty, but there is no evidence I did anything wrong. Don't be led by the allegations. Be led by the facts. You will say, and your supporters will say, the evidence will show the facts in some way have borne you out. So why then, Dr. Campbell, should Jamaica proceed to convict the Prime Minister on allegations that have not been proven? Where is the evidence of what you say the Prime Minister is guilty of? Why should we have given you the doubt in light of bad allegations, but the Prime Minister wasn't get the same courtesy? Now the same knife, goat, joke, stick, sheep business this. You said, be led by the evidence, people. Don't watch the vitriol behind the allegations. Why must we not apply that principle in this case and let the evidence drive us as to what to do? And that me come about this morning.